In the previous exercise, we saw that the name of the table is somehow stored by Excel and we can reference to this name just by using a keyboard. If we now open the exercise 1.5, we can start this exercise with opening the name manager or using the shortcut Ctrl and F3 to have a look that we also in this exercise already have a table, and this table is stored in Excel under defined names. Here you can also find all the other options that allow you to create the defined names, but we will start by creating a name for the euro exchange rate. You select the B2 cell and then you go to the name box and then you rename the cell to the desired defined name. Why are we doing it like this? Because now when you would like to define the calculation, we can take the sales value and divide it by the EUR defined name. We can either point the cell or just write the defined name, and then when we copy it down, you will see that it works fine. There are some restrictions as regards the defined names. You cannot, for example, use spaces. You cannot also call the formulas. You cannot also call the defined names as the name of already existing parts of Excel. Like, for example, AB1 is a cell that the name is reserved at the moment. There are also some hidden names in Excel, so you always might expect some surprises. You can define a defined name by pointing a particular cell using the name box, but you can also use the name manager when you can define a new defined name, like for example CZK, like Czech crown, by giving it a static value, in our scenario 0.17. It will work exactly the same, but you cannot point the cell itself. You need to recall the defined name. So we would like to divide sales by CZK, like Czech crown, and we will calculate the amount. If you have a lot of defined names, you don't need to create them one by one, but you can use the create from selection mechanism, which means you select one column with names and one with values, and then create from selection using the left column as your defined names. And after you hit OK, you can see in the name manager that you have just created 3 defined names on the same time. And now you can use your defined names to create the calculations. And then you can copy down the whole formula. You can also create defined names as cell ranges, and in our scenario we can select the whole J column and we can call it invoices. Now whenever we want to go and check what is hidden under this name, we can use F5 button and write the defined name to check where this defined name is in the Excel. And now if we would like to create a formula, like for example, how many invoices have we got, we can count A from invoices, but we have one heading, so -1. And if you have a defined name that is more than just one cell, you can use the new feature of Excel 365 that we will discover later, that is called spilling, which means you can enter a defined name, which is a table in our scenario, with equal sign at the beginning, and when you hit enter, the formula will spill over the worksheet. This is one of the new behaviors that you will see in the future, but still, because I'm referencing to a defined name, you might find it useful already now.